Hi, and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Freema. Tonight, we're just doing our Friday night open discussion. We were supposed to have an individual on to speak about coming out because I know, as well as she knows, that a lot of people struggle with being who they want to be, being who makes them happy or what makes them happy. So she was going to speak from experience and share that information with us. Hey, April. She was going to share her journey with us, her life. She was going to give us the real. You know, it wasn't just me talking. She was going to actually come on and tell you guys how she did it, what she suggests, and things of that sort. So I appreciate you guys coming back on. I was live on my regular page, but I'm like, hey, you know what? I thought about it. It's not fair to the people on Let's Sip and Talk. So I decided to bring it here. So we're just having open discussion. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to see as many people as we did on the regular page who don't come on Let's Sip and Talk. But I will not take it there. We will not talk about that today. We'll save that for another time. But anyway, keep those topics coming. I was actually enjoying myself with some of those topics. But like I was saying, we were speaking about as far as, you know, broke men, holding them down, black men don't cheat. So you guys say black women don't cheat? Never would have done it. Hey, Jeanette, how you doing? Alan, what's up? Thank y'all for tuning in for this Friday night discussion. Make sure y'all just throw some topics out there that you guys would want to discuss, just to talk, have fun tonight. Nothing major. Any topics, anything that you guys want to discuss, want to get some feedback on. Again, I am not a counselor. I am not a therapist. I just give my opinions, and I love giving them. I did have on the rainbow eyelashes tonight because we were talking about same-sex relationships, but since that didn't happen, I wore these for nothing. But I guess I have to put them on again. So anyone has any topics that you guys want? Well, you know what? We were supposed to talk about HIV/AIDS tonight, remember? We talked about that Friday night briefly. So let me ask y'all this. If you were diagnosed with HIV, would you tell it? Or would you keep it to yourself? Would you bottle up in a corner and cry and just live in depression and sulk all the time? Or would you be an activist? I'm going to answer that question. God knows never ever happens. But if for any reason I was ever diagnosed with AIDS, I would be an activist. I think I would get up there on that stage, talk about it, spread awareness. You would disappear? Oh my God. Why? I wouldn't. I would get up there. I would talk about it. I would be open. You know, I would just talk about it, because I think with a lot of situations, and not just with HIV, but a lot of us bottle things in. You know, like we keep it in to ourselves, not only realizing that it's eating us up. You know, sometimes you feel better when you're able to actually speak to someone or get it out. It's like you're no or you're no longer pretending to be this whatever person. Oh, and start a new life. I don't know. I think I probably would tell it. If I was ever diagnosed, I think I would tell it. And I would tell it. I would tell it all. I don't know. That's just me. I know some people, like, we have conversations like this all the time. Somebody said they would just like go killing people. And it's like, like, why? Like, why would you want to harm somebody just because of something that happened to you? You know, it's definitely a hard pill to swallow, but to get away from the negative energy, because you know it will come. Of course, it comes now. You know, somebody's going to talk about these tonight. Girl, did you see Freema had on those rainbow eyelashes tonight? Like, they're going to be negative regardless of what we do, what happens, what STD you get. People are going to talk. People are going to have something negative to say. I don't understand it, but it just happens. They smile in your face. and then they go and whisper something to someone else. I don't know where the negative energy comes from. I don't understand why people just can't be, be in your own bubble, be in your own zone, mind your business. I think the negative energy comes from a lot of people that mind other people's business, a lot of people that maybe envy other people. We need to learn to just be ourselves and be happy with who we are. Because when you start worrying about other people, it causes you to be miserable and unhappy, because it's like, why does she get this and I don't? Why does she has an easy way to go and I don't? Why I see people like her, nobody like? Why are you worrying about her? That's what we got to start with the root of the problem, which is yourself. Darlene Corbett said, my son was diagnosed at 26 with being HIV positive. He lived and took care of himself. Sadly, he died from cancer, but I am an advocate for young people HIV positive. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. How did your son tell you that? Did he just come out and tell you, Darlene, or kind of figured it out? Like, how did he come and say, Mom, I've been diagnosed with HIV? Everybody's not like Freema. Mom, you won't believe it. They said I got HIV. Like they said, like it ain't true, but so some people will find it kind of like, like it's the end of the world. And I'm definitely sorry to hear that, Darlene. But I'm glad you're able to speak about it. I'm glad you're able to put it out there, and that you're an advocate for young people with HIV that's HIV positive. I wish I would have known, because I really wanted somebody to come on to speak about it. We need people that's willing to share their story or someone's story that they know, because I have a lot of questions. How did you feel as a mom? How did it make you feel? Were you hurt? Were you upset for him? Did you see him hurt? Did you feel helpless? I just have so many questions about it. But thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's people, when they don't know you, they make things up. And at one point, I don't know if you would say it's naive, but I didn't think people make stuff up. Like, why? What does a person gain by actually lying on somebody? Like, I never in a people would actually just make something up. Totally fabrication. And people actually do that. I learned that when I started working in Orangeburg. I had slept with someone in a car at my job. And I'm like, and I didn't learn this till years later. They were like, yeah, how you start talking to people more. And they were like, yeah, they said you had sex with somebody in the car at the job. Me? Like, I did? Yeah. Well, where was I? So at that moment, reality set in, and it was like, Freema, people really do make up stuff. People really have no life. People really want to damage. I'm not just saying me in general, but I'm just speaking. People really strive to hurt people, and I don't understand it. But needless to say, never had sex at my job, never had sex in a car. But hey, that has been going on, saying that about me for years, and I didn't know it. So imagine how people turn their nose up at me when I'm walking by, and I didn't even know that. It was a lie. I didn't even know the person. They had to pull him up on Facebook to show me who this character was. And I'm like, I never even seen this dude. Didn't even know we worked together, because I used to sit down and mind my business when I first started working there. Didn't socialize. I'm not really a social butterfly as people think. Darlene said, I was in school at the time and he had a terrible cough. And I asked my teacher. She told me it's probably HIV because of the thrash on his tongue. And what's wrong? I did hear that. I did hear that you get thrash. Because like I mentioned last week, I Google a lot. I YouTube a lot. Nosy, I just like to know things. You know what I mean? So if somebody was to look at my history, they're going to be like, oh my God, Freema got syphilis, HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia. She got all kind of stuff. She's Googling all this stuff. No, I just be wanting to know. So I did hear about the thrash on the tongue. I read that before. And I know you didn't want to believe that, Darlene. I know you did not want to believe it. Y'all, let's talk about child abuse real quick, because Kali takes me there.
I forgot.
See, that's why I say Let's Sip and Talk with Freema is real. There's no editing going on. This is what you get. This is who I am. My kids, they just do the most. And Mimi, she's always barking. Well, you know it's Friday at 8 o'clock. But Darlene, I know that's something you didn't want to believe. I know it. I don't know. I couldn't even have approached my kid with that. I would have had to. No, I would have. We would have had to go get tested. We would have had to see. We'd have got tested together. How often do y'all get tested, by the way? Do y'all go get tested for HIV faithfully if you're having sex? I used to have to, and I tell y'all too much stuff on Let's Sip and Talk with. But I used to have to go get my NuvaRing every 3 months. For some reason they wouldn't give me a year supply. I don't know. But I feel like hell, if I'm going to the doctor office and I'm about to sit in here and wait for an hour or two, hey, check me out, bruh. Check me for every goddamn thing. I mean, why not here? There's no need to go pick it up and go. And especially you having unprotected sex. I don't care if you're married or not. That's just my opinion. I ran across someone. Her sister was married. And she ended up contracting HIV.
It was one that I know was married for 30 years.
And ended up contracting HIV. That's what I'm saying. So, not saying, oh, you don't trust your husband because you have to go get checked. No. Things happen, and I want to make sure I'm safe. Maybe he slipped up one time. Maybe it was 2 years ago. And now, boom, I'm HIV positive. I need to know this stuff so I can do what I have to do to take care of my body. I need to take a sip. I've been talking too much. Darlene said, as a mom, I was hurting, thinking maybe I should have talked to him, but he gave me such joy. His page is still up, Sparkle Corbett. Oh, bless his little soul. Bless you for sharing that with us. I don't know. My heart goes out to you. And I know you don't want to simp because you're like you said, you're an advocate for this stuff.
I can understand why she's an advocate to help
other people.
Yep. They wouldn't know how to cope with it.
Yep. And she said maybe she should have talked to him. Yeah.
That takes a lot of courage.
Oh, it's okay. You know, it's okay. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. And that's why you're being an advocate, you know, because you can tell people what you would have did differently, you know, what they should do. And he's still happy. He has a legacy. Yes, definitely. Thank you for having me. I didn't know it shows you that on there.
I'm the top fan.
Too. You know, I said I was going to start, you know, putting that out there on the page for the top fans, because it does show. I didn't know you guys can see that though. So I will acknowledge that, because I really do appreciate it. And I didn't realize a lot of people say it takes, and I'm not going to say courage, but to me, I just like to run my mouth. I don't know why. That's just something I like to do. Can't help it. I think I'm shy. I'm talking about shy. I think I'm shy. Judge them how? For being on live or because my hair is like...
Judge them, period. Some people just don't like to be seen because they are...
I got to take this lash off. It's driving me crazy.
Fear of what others may say about them. But what people fail to realize, I don't care, and I went through that stage. I tried to satisfy everybody.
Oh, no. You'll drive yourself nuts.
Exactly. At the end, miserable.
That's what I was just saying. You can't make everybody happy. You would be miserable. I am in tears, but I'm so happy to let this out and share. I love you. I love you more, Darlene, and thank you so much for sharing that. That meant a lot. It really did. It meant a lot. I appreciate you for sharing that. And little do you know, that probably helped somebody just that quick. Just that quick. It could be a parent watching. It could be a parent watching right now saying, you know, last week they were thinking, oh my God, I need to go talk to my child. I just don't know if I should. And just by you saying you would have said something, you know, you should have talked to them, they're going right now to go speak to their child, wherever it may be. It may not even be about HIV. It may not even be about, but I'm guaranteed just by you saying that, a parent took that and said, you know what, I'm going to speak to my child. I'm going to talk to him or her right now. And hey, it may not be a child. It may be a parent, a sibling, a cousin, a friend that they feel they need to let something off their chest. So you never know how you help people. You know, it could be little things that you may not even be aware of, but you're helping them in certain ways. And that's why we have these talks. Some people feel like we just come on, we talk, we may be having fun in the midst of it, but it's always a lesson out of it. It's always something you can learn from. It's always something you can take from it. We always try positivity.
I look at it this way. The different subjects and stuff that we cover and everything is to let people know that they're not alone.
Absolutely.
Everybody experiences.
Yep.
Some may experience different. But I mean, how would you know unless you come together
exactly.
and talk about it? And a lot of people are not.
A lot of people. But you know what I did notice? That a lot of people listen. They may not click that, and watch. I like it. You see about 10 people watching. But when you hang up, it's 200, 300, 1,000. People are listening to us, y'all. You get what I'm here is just for us to give feedback. I read your comments, you give us your feedback, and we go from there. I guarantee we're all helping someone. Melvin said you was born to be a talk show host. It's not easy. I was born to talk. Melvin, I must say, I used to get written up all the time for talking until I got a little older. Maybe, I don't know, I stopped talking for a while. Like I'd rather do my work and not talk, but I was always a talker. Yeah, I always a talker. Freeman wouldn't shut up, or Freeman wouldn't be quiet, or Freeman would talk. And I was just, I don't know, I just talk. Couldn't help it. Darlene said he was a proud gay man and he loved me. I am in recovery, and when I went into treatment, he sent me a Bible at 12 years old. Oh, bless his little heart. And see, Darlene, you can speak on so many things, because last week we talked about, God, I wish I can have you on, Darlene. Last week we talked about same-sex relationships. This week we were supposed to do part 2. Somebody was actually coming on, sharing their struggle of coming out, about this. And it would have been perfect for you. How did you handle it when, he came out to you, when he told you that he liked men, when he told you he was confused, or whatever? How did you handle that? Because a lot of us are not as strong as you.
Mother's last week,
Yeah. Did you know, Darlene? See, it was meant for you to come on, because we go back and forth with, you feel like when they're born, when they're little. When they start making gestures, moving around. Already, or is this something you he had to tell you type thing? Because I really feel like you know. If they who they are, it's who they are. How would you tell with a girl though? That's the thing.
Mine's okay. As she was born, I would dress her up. Frilly socks, bonnets, everything. Once she got about the age of 3, when she started getting her own personality and her own identity, she started crying as I tried to put a dress on.
Oh, okay.
So I knew her pick her own clothes and stuff out, and she would go more towards the boy clothes.
Okay.
Her hairstyles and everything, I would let her pick, and that's how I knew.
That's how you knew.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, with a girl, how would you know they like girls?
And it's different from being tomboyish.
Why?
I was tomboyish.
Tomboyish.
Football,
I still think I'm a tomboy.
Yeah, me too. I'll get out there, hunt, fix the pipes,
yeah,
do whatever. But it's different. I mean, I seen a big difference with her growing up.
I didn't see it. Nope. Did not see it. I did not see it. Melvin said most beautiful women are shy and don't like to talk a lot. I agree. Not saying I'm beautiful,
I don't know where we come from, because both of us like to talk, but I think Daddy liked to talk. I don't think Mama liked to talk.
No, Mama seems shy.
I think
I take after more of Mama though. Yeah.
Why?
Mama's nonchalant. You never noticed that?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and everybody tells me I'm nonchalant, which I don't think.
You pretty much are, but Paul was too. He was more conceited.
I'm not conceited.
You can be.
What is conceited, people?
To where it's all about you. Darren, it's all about you.
It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to, I'm walking around the club, everybody. That just, you supposed to feel like that when you're going out.
I mean, look, I do the same thing, but that's what
Them too. Oh my God.
That's what we inherited. Paul was that type.
That's funny. Mimi, you're so disrespectful. I'm sorry, y'all. But you guys, I'm not gonna keep you long.
She always knew that.
Mimi, I don't see that. I don't know why I don't see it. Oh my, Mimi, come here. Cause you're being mean. You're being rude. But anyway, y'all, I'm not gonna keep you late. I really hate that. I really hate that we couldn't do what we originally had planned tonight. But again, everything happens for a reason. And remember, I was saying that earlier, if y'all was on the other page, we would have never met Darlene. She would have never been able to tell us her story. You know, so it was, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Okay. Originally, we were going to speak about same-sex relationships. We had a young lady that was willing to come out, tell her struggle and everything. To tell her struggle. However, it didn't happen. So I was live on my first page, and then I thought, it's not fair because I'm not on my Sip and Talk page with my regular viewers, you know, that come on Friday night. So we stopped it, and we came on Let's Sip and Talk. And sometimes, and I'm going to say this all the time, and I have been preaching this to my friends, everything happens for a reason. So sometimes you don't realize what that reason is until that reason happens. It can be later on in the day. It could be a week. It could be a month. But it happened. When I went to Let's Sip and Talk, we had Darlene come on, and she shared her story with us. You know, so I felt that was meant to happen. And again, kudos to you. Darlene said, I have 2 sons, and my oldest son is alpha male. But Shakari was different, always around me. So when he came out and told me, I laughed and said, baby, you were always gay. It made him more comfortable with, it made him more comfortable with his life. And I can imagine, because that goes back to us speaking about in. You know, a lot of us bottle stuff in because guess what? We're worrying about what he's going to say, she's going to say, how she's going to view me, what she's going to think of me. This dog, y'all, so we have to learn. And it is I say learn because it's something we have to eventually get to, you know, just to say, forget it. I don't care what they think. A lot of there. And I do. I try to raise mine, and I don't want them to think I'm trying to be hardcore or. But yeah, I try to instill that in my children. Be who you want to be. That next person is not going to make you. You know, you have to be who you're comfortable with. So Darlene, I can imagine how he felt. I guarantee tons was lifted off of that young man because so many, our kids look up to us. You know, they love us to death. They look for our acceptance, for our support. So for Shakari to hear you say, baby, you've been gay. And I don't love you no less. You know, like you're mine. You know, I know that made him feel good. So as parents, we got to straight up being judgmental to our children because sometimes we don't realize we're doing it. You know, if your kid decide, I want to wear this. I want to wear the light up shoes. He might be 12. He's still a child. I want to wear the light up. Why are you going to wear those? That's because you're worrying about what society is going to say. You know, if he want to wear his turtle shoes or whatever, let him be who he is. Because what's going to happen is the next time he want to wear them turtle shoes or them Aladdin shoes or whatever, he's not going to come to you. He's going to have them in his little book bag and he's going to try to wear them at school where you don't know. And now that's something else he got to hold on to because now he feel like he's not being accepted or. We have to learn to allow our kids and accept them for who they are. Regardless if they're 3 or 4, they know. They know who they are.
I believe it's a lot of lives that could have been saved.
Open it up to the parents, right?
Especially when they're being bullied.
It's not fair. And when I say this, I mean it. And I know people are not going to agree with me. But if your child has a mother and a father, or just a mother or just a father, I don't think it's fair to them that they have to go to a school counselor to speak about what they're going through. They should have that relationship with you to you. That starts at a very young age. They should be able to talk to you about whatever. And that's just my opinion. I feel like we have to, when our kids are born, we have to let them know we're there. We're there to support them. You don't have to tolerate the BS. You know, if it's craziness that they're doing, but you got to let them know. Huh?
Where do you draw the line? I mean, that's another topic for next Friday.
Yeah, and I spoke about that. Mimi, why you being so disrespectful? Mimi. I'm sorry, y'all. My God. But April asks, where do you draw the line when it comes to supporting your child or saying enough is enough? And I spoke about that briefly. You know, you out here robbing people. You're taking what they worked hard for. You're killing. Disrespectful. Cussing me out. Because I just can't. I feel like the line has to be drawn somewhere. It has to be. And I'm sorry, you may feel like it hurts you or whatever, but they got to know it's not okay. They got to know it's not okay. Melvin said, Ms. Kennedy, are you going to take your talk show to a professional level, or you're just doing it to kill time? Melvin, to answer your question on what she's trying to take it to, I definitely want to, but where do you start? You know, how do you get there? How do you get that offer to say, hey, we want you in the studio. We want you to be the next face for such and such. I don't know. So, no, it's not to kill time. I take this very seriously. Honestly, it feels like a freaking job. You know, my assistant stays on my behind. April stays on my behind. Alan stays on my behind. It feels like, oh, my God, today is Sunday. Today's Wednesday. And I'm not saying I don't love it. I love the hell out of what I do. I just know, yeah. Once I start doing it, I'm amped. Before, because you know you gotta put on makeup, you gotta look a little presentable, relaxed a little bit. I love it, Melvin. I want to take this to the next level. I want to be professional. Honestly, I just don't know what to do to get to that point, and I'm just being totally honest with you. I don't know what to do to get to that point. So right now, I have to do how I'm doing, and no, it's not to kill time. This is something that I've been doing. November the 17th would be a year for me that I have been doing this. So this is, I have not killed almost a year of my life doing Let's Sip and Talk with Freema. So no, this is something I definitely want to do. It was an honor to meet you too, Darlene. Again, I appreciate you. I love you for doing that. Yes, if you're willing to come on Let's Sip and Talk, sometimes we have little difficulties, but again, everything happens for a reason. But maybe, I don't know where you're located, maybe we can inbox and try to figure it out and have you come on. I would really, really, really appreciate that. And y'all, you have to love your child. Absolutely. That's 100%. 100%. But that's to anyone. You know, you don't have to be, you know, the football player, the basketball player, the clothing designer, the top chef. You know, if you want to come on and you got a story to tell and you want to tell it, I'll be glad to have you on. You know, we don't discriminate. Your story is guaranteed to help somebody else. I don't care if it's one person. I don't care if they're toggling amongst what you're saying in their brain, but it's helping. Just keep that in mind. I guarantee what you're going through, somebody else is definitely going through it.
May not know how to handle it.
And may not know how to handle it. And you probably just saved a life. Somebody could be on that bridge, whatever, or I'm going on that bridge tomorrow night, but then they end up tuning in to Let's Sip and Talk, and you're telling your story, and they say, you know what? I'm not the only one, and I'm going to do this, and I am going to make it. Alan said, and you will. When it's your time, it will be your time. I believe it, and I'm not going to stop. I have been consistent. I'm going to remain consistent. I am going to do this. I'm telling you, my goal is to make a change in somebody's life. I don't know whose that is, and that's just by me doing this. That's just by me putting people in people's presence, you know, so it's going to be a way. Oh, you, Darlene, in Charleston, Saturday. What's that? Oh, wow. I will be in Charleston Saturday, Darlene.
Next Saturday.
Darlene's in Charleston. Oh, next Saturday, 22nd. I'm going to have to link up with you. I'll wear my mask. Darlene said, funny you should say that the counselor wanted him to get help. And I told her if I have to worry about him being gay, he's not hurting or killing one. Exactly. I mean, to get help what she's saying, to be more comfortable in his skin, or what was she?
Someone to cover up feelings he may have.
Yeah, no, it is definitely not a problem with anybody being who they are, like at all. Why? How you know a lot of people don't like you?
Oh, because I've heard it.
Oh, well, darn.
Yeah.
I don't know if people like me or not.
I know some feel that I'm stuck up. Some say I have a nonchalant attitude. Some say that I'm rude.
I don't know. I never get any of that off of you. I get on edge. I tell you that all the time.
But I mean, you have to look at a person's past or whatever. When you get tired of being taken advantage of and treated
Oh, that's true.
you want to be cautious of who you let around you.
Know what? Saturday. You will definitely get up, Darlene. Definitely. Charleston is a skip and a hop for me. So we're definitely going to get up. But everyone, I'm not going to hold you too long on this Friday night. Originally, I was a little disappointed because the show originally was supposed to be about. But guess what? Something positive and amazing came. And I really appreciate it, Darlene. You rock for this one. You just saved a life and don't even realize it. You guys, I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to understand coronavirus is real. I want y'all to understand that people are selfish. And when I say that, just because you don't have symptoms, just because you're still out here living, the next person that may get coronavirus because you decided to cough and not cover your mouth and know you have it, that might kill them people. Yeah. Not fair. I need y'all to think about that. Yes, I tested positive yesterday, but I'm in a store tomorrow. That's not cool. That's not cool, people. Y'all need to think about other people. Y'all need to think about other people, and that's all I'm saying. So until next time, again, I thank you guys for tuning in. I definitely want to make it to the next level. Hopefully, and when that time comes, I promise you, I'm not going to tell you because I did say this in the beginning, but I'm not going to repeat myself, but I guarantee you all will not be disappointed. I promise you that. And if you like what I'm doing, make sure you guys support so you can get you a Let's Sip and Talk cup with Freema. I promise you your wine would taste much better in it. You also get a Let's Sip and Talk pen. The Cash App is Let's Sip and Talk. So make sure you guys support so you can get your merchandise. And Alan said, April, you just blunt. That's all. And some folks may take that intimidating, but I know the difference.
Thank you.
And that's fair. And it's not wrong with being blunt because I don't need nobody to sugarcoat nothing with me. Just go ahead and say it. You know, let me figure out how I'm going to take it. It's too much work. Absolutely. Good night, Melvin. Everyone, we really appreciate it. We appreciate you too. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Everybody that got my back. You guys rock. Be safe. And as we always say, peace and love.